Before I get this review underway, just another reminder, there will be spoilers. So if you have not yet seen the finale of the iconic How I Met Your Mother, then turn this review off right now. Otherwise, let me get started. For me, television is not just some pastime. It is an art that I sit back and I admire. When I pick a TV show to watch, I anticipate these characters becoming a big part of my life. I had been told that How I Met Your Mother is our generation's Friends, and by our generation I mean my generation, so mid-90s kids. I wouldn't believe it until I saw it. So see it I did, and believe it I did. It really was an incredibly unique sitcom, as we join the children of main protagonist Ted Mosby as they are told the tale of how their father met their mother. And since the sitcom is a retelling, this means that there can be exaggerations and lots of stretching of the truth. This leaves for a slew of comedic and dramatic possibilities. And that's what's beautiful about a show like How I Met Your Mother. You can laugh with it, and you can cry with it. It is a wonderfully written show, and in a strange way, it kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat. And I found that most of the episodes have a pretty dramatic and emotional, powerful resolution that reminds you that something big is in the works. You don't know exactly what, but you have the idea because it's called How I Met Your Mother. So it's building to something. This something that the show is building to is something that we can hope to see even before we see the first episode, because the title of the show is How I Met Your Mother, which would imply that that's what the show is about. It's building to that. And with that, there's no doubt that there was a lot of pressure to write a satisfying finale for the show. Now obviously this is going to be the case with most TV shows, but I still feel like How I Met Your Mother stands out among the rest in this department. And this brings me to the two-part series finale. My thoughts. Am I satisfied? Am I upset? Am I perfectly content with where the characters ended up? Honestly, at this point, I can't say. I think it's too close to having seen the finale for me to determine my true emotions. Because my emotions have been toyed with a lot in this finale. A lot happened. A lot went down in this finale. The writers chose to throw some curveballs. Of course, this final season is building... the whole show is building to meeting the mom, but this season in particular is really building. We met the mom. So it's really building now to Ted meeting her. But another huge focus for this season is Barney and Robin's wedding. Pretty much the entire season is preparing for their wedding. But then we get to this final two-part episode to find out that they get a divorce. And I've spent this whole season, really caring about their relationship and their love for each other. And then they get a divorce. Now, realistically, this makes sense, but is it the way I really wanted it? Part of me was hoping that they'd get back together again, for the third time. But that never happened. I felt, dare I say, sort of cheated. Also, as I'd mentioned, we meet the mother. We've met the mother early in the season, before Ted does. Even Ted's friends met the mother before he meets her, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, we meet her, we get to know her character, and honestly, she's extremely likable. They did a great job making the mother likable, and you're like, wow, she seems great for Ted. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be great, happy, fairy tale ending, probably. So yeah, we've met the mysterious, almighty, powerful, titular mother of the series. But then in the final two-part episode, we find out that she was dead. She's been dead. Like, while Ted's been telling the story to his kids, she's dead. I mean, I guess there was kind of a hint at something big and dramatic with the mom at some point mid-season. But I didn't know it was going to be that. Like, wow. Wow, the mom is dead. The How I Met Your Mother, the mother part, she's dead. Wow. Again, I felt sort of cheated. And then at Ted's story's close, his daughter brings up a very good point. That this story was not about how he met the mother, but more about his professing his love for Aunt Robin. What? This leads to a sort of open-ended, emotional, and cute, but at the same time wrong ending to the show, to the last part of the last episode, where Ted is at Robin's window with the blue French horn. And then we are given the ending card that says How I Met Your Mother, and it's like, in the words of Marty McFly, this is heavy. It may sound kind of strange to say that a sitcom kept me up at night, but it did. And if you ask me, that's the sign of good art. That's a great sign of good art, of great art. You know, I was really sucked into it. It did something to me. It touched me on an emotional level. I, as well as many others, really cared for these characters, and I wanted to see them happy by the show's end. I wanted them to, for sure, if anything, be happy when the show is done. And a lot else happened in the series finale, but arguably what's most important is what happened with Ted. So yeah, I really wanted to see that Ted was happy and that his dreams were fulfilled. I mean, I wanted to see that, you know, the entire group was happy. I wanted them to stay together as this group. But also, you know, you have to think about Ted in this. He's the narrator, he's, you know, it's called How I Met Your Mother. He's the I in this. So we build 9 seasons, or I guess 8, until we met the mother. And then we find out that she's dead. And not only is she dead, but Ted, since her death, has fallen back in love with Robin, who never truly stopped loving him. Whoa. Surely this was one of the reasons for Robin and Barney's divorce. But was it all really necessary? I mean, I'm still asking myself that question. In my opinion, it was not your traditional happy ending. But it was still happy, right? When it ended and the credits started rolling, I felt so strange. And I thought back across all the series of events and all that brought us to this finale, and I'll use the word again, I felt sort of cheated. But I don't think it was a bad finale. It was very eventful, and even very well written, as expected. But I don't think I've let it all sink in long enough for me to determine whether or not I'm truly satisfied with what happened. The titular mother, the woman that Ted loves more than air, the woman he's been searching for 9 long seasons for, the woman who he's had to experience excruciating heartbreak in order to get to, was just a means for him to realize that it's really been Robin all along. That's what I'm getting from this. Even his kids knew it, and they okayed it. The only true fairy tale ending that I see coming from this is with Marshall and Lily. They seem perfectly happy. They're still happily married. They're having more kids. As far as I know, their careers are going well, or at least Marshall's career is going well. And yeah, most importantly, they're still happy together. So, you know, strangely, back when Ted and Robin were originally dating, I was really hoping that she would be the mother. But, you know, at the same time I knew that was impossible because it was already established that she was Aunt Robin. And then we are shown the mother, and I think, wow, she is perfect for Ted. I foresee a fairy tale ending in the works, but it wasn't really. Part of me felt this show should have multiple endings, kind of like the ending of Wayne's World, but I digress. I just want to reiterate, I don't think it was a bad finale at all. I just haven't determined whether or not I'm truly satisfied. It's one of my favorite shows. But yeah, the finale, wow, it really was different, if you ask me. I mean, I knew it was going to be a difficult one to write. I mean, because there's so much that could happen with meeting the mother and the path that the friends will go on after, you know, they've grown even older, you know. So yeah, it was a heavy, deep, emotional episode, or 2 episodes I should say, which is what I was hoping for most of all. I mean, with the show's finale, I think usually what I hope is that the writers make me feel something. They make me wish it wasn't over, even though it is. I mean, you can watch reruns, obviously. But, you know, the adventures for these characters, that's that, you know? And I feel like the writers, they did a great job of making me feel. But once more, I'm not entirely sure if I feel this is the ending that I would have wanted to see. Because though the characters are happy, I feel like they maybe could have been even happier. I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess. I'm starting to ramble and repeat myself. So leave comments and let me know what you thought of the finale or the show as a whole. I'll add one last thing before I sign off. However the show was gonna end, I felt a special connection, a connection that wouldn't be ruined by, you know, much of anything. I really enjoyed this show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't feel like I wasted any time with it. And I'm gonna continue to watch reruns and all that good stuff. I've got the DVDs that I released for the show. I have them, I own them. Once season 9 comes out on DVD, I'm definitely gonna buy that. So yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody involved with the show. And be careful with that spin-off you're making. Thank you.